Okay, we are here. How is the volume level? Volume's good. Louder and sharper than music. Okay, cool. Music probably went off. Oh, okay, I get what you're saying. All right, hello, welcome. Guess what day it is? It's Wednesday. It's hump day. Um, Logged in, so you can't comment. Yeah, that's the one feature with YouTube. If you want to chat or comment, you will have to be logged in with a YouTube account. Um, but that's okay. All right, so this can be a stream test. The idea here is to work out some bugs, make sure the audio levels are good to go, and then, um, yeah. Oh, Adam, there you are. What day? What day is it? It's hump day. So the idea here is for Wednesdays, we're going to be rolling out content much like this. Hopefully, it'll be more than just me. We'll have at least a couple of different coaches here or guests on the show or whatever you want to call it. But with it being hump day, the theme's going to be getting over the hump. And we want to roll out some volleyball related content that's going to help athletes with getting over the hump with whatever it might be. So for this first test, what I thought about doing, I grabbed a book that I haven't read for a long time. I don't know if you guys can even see it, but it's called Mind Gym, and I used this book about 10 years ago when I coached high school volleyball, and that's actually what I have pulled up on the screen here. And a little bit of a backstory with this program and how I helped them get over the hump was I actually used a tip from this book. And I'll read it to you right now so you can get a sense for what I was talking about and how I helped them get over the hump. But the hump was this: we Bishop O'Dowd High School, where I coached for 3 years. Every year they were really good. They had great athletes coming through their program. I'll just play this while I'm talking. And every year they went deep into their section playoffs. Um, and I always felt like the school should have or could have won a whole lot more championships than they were winning. And so when I took over as the head coach, part of the interview, during the interview process, when they asked me, what are your goals for the program? One of the things I said right off the bat was, I want to help this program kind of get over or get this monkey off their back, which was every year having a team that was capable of winning a title, and they just weren't doing it often enough. So yeah, how I helped them and how I related it was with this quote here. Well, one of them was, the mind messes up more shots than the body. And that was by Tommy Bolt. I have no idea who that is. But as I read further on into this chapter, which is titled Mind Games, the one thing that really stood out to me and that I used and I repeated frequently with this team was this: one key to achieving in sports is learning how to focus on the task and not let negative thoughts intrude. Mind can concentrate only on one thing at a time. So rather than suppress what you don't want to happen, you should focus on what you do want to happen. And that was a big thing that that actually helped. Certainly, I think the team suffered from what's actually called stereotype threat. So if they have a history of not being able to win big matches, the up and coming players moving through the program would be threatened by this stereotype that this school or this program just doesn't seem to have what it takes to win the big ones. So I have to tell you, it was real. That was a thing when I coached them. I could feel it. I could sense it. You could see and feel the nervousness when we played in big games. And so what I often repeated to them in timeouts was, hey, let's make sure we get back out there. Let's focus on what we want to do rather than what we don't want to do. Let's make sure that our mindset is concentrating on the things that we want to happen, rather than the things that we don't. The other thing that I helped them to kind of supplement this was this idea that you always have to believe that something good is right about to happen. And I can recall playing in a big game. It wasn't this one, although this was a big game. We were playing against a rival, and we were expected to win, and we were down 2-0. So how we flipped the script there, in the second set we were down, or third set we were down about 7 or 8 points, and it looked like we were going to get swept. And I called my second timeout, and I told them, hey, let's remember, always believe that something good is right about to happen. And then let's focus on the things that we want to do rather than the things that we don't. Let's focus on what we want to happen rather than what we don't want to happen. And I tell you what, we turned it around. We reverse swept. We came back. We won it in 5. And that was kind of one of the signature wins and turning points that we had for this team. And we went on a 3-year run that I coached them, and we won 3 titles in a row. And the school actually had won 4 in a row because they won the year before I got there. So that was one thing that helped them get over a hump, and it was something that I want to share with you guys and you athletes. And again, it's this idea, and it's so simple, but it's your mind can only focus on one thing at a time. Okay, and so when you recognize that you know, you're feeling nervous and anxious or highly stressed, or maybe you're you know, feeling like you just aren't quite yourself out there, you know, maybe it could be that you're focusing on things that you don't want to happen, rather than the things that you do. So that's your, you know, what day is it? Get over the hump sort of tip for the day. And to illustrate kind of this, like the mental or sports psychology side of it, I wanted to pull up a couple things, and we're gonna talk about something that I learned about with Rafael Nadal. Let me pause this video. So Rafael Nadal is obviously a great tennis player, and he's won many championships. And if you've ever watched him play, you might have noticed that he has a lot of rituals or routines. And some people have, over the years, called them superstitions. But actually, in several interviews, Nadal actually reveals that they aren't superstitions. They are routines, I guess you could call them. But for him, it's a way for him to remember what we said. Your mind can only focus on one thing at a time. So he has these rituals and routines that he likes to do to ensure that his mind stays present in the moment, and doesn't start to think ahead about the outcome or the potential outcome, which could put more pressure on him and create a distraction and negatively affect his performance. So this clip here, I'll play it here. You're going to see him fiddling with his water bottles and his energy drink bottle, okay? And the way it goes is he will drink the water in a certain way, and he'll place the bottles in a very certain way. So you're going to watch him line it up here, and he's going to twist it to ensure that it's facing a particular way. And you'll also notice that the water is relative to Nadal, the water is behind the energy drink. And so that's something that he always does. When asked about why he does this, his response was this: there's a couple minutes in between each game, right? So as you can see here, he was there sitting down for a little bit, and then he gets up and returns. He does this to occupy his concentration, his mind, to make sure that it's occupied and distracted with something inconsequential like this, and that helps combat his mind from wandering and thinking about things that could negatively affect his game, like the outcome. So I thought that was really cool. I see Adam thinks that it's pretty cool too. Yeah, it's very cool. And the book that I was referencing, if anybody was curious, it's this book here, Mind Gym, An Athlete's Guide to Inner Excellence. by Gary Mack. I bought it 10 years ago for about $17, and I know I paid tax on that because this was before I lived here in Oregon. I actually saw it, I looked it up on Amazon, and it's going for like 12 or 13 bucks now. So I'd say if you're interested in this kind of stuff, or especially as an athlete, it's a really easy book to read. And the way I read these books is I scan the table of contents. I look for things that might be relevant to me or my team, now, and you can just kind of pick and choose. You don't have to read it cover to cover, is what I'm trying to say. And there's tons of stuff in there in this book. Let's see here. For under 15 bucks, you're gonna get, it's 3 parts. No, it's a 4-part book with, I can't even count how many chapters there are. So probably definitely worth your money there. But that's something that I learned. I didn't actually know this about Nadal until maybe this last year. But I did notice watching him play that he had a lot of different routines, and I really didn't know that he was aware that in terms of the psychology of sports, or how the mind works, and how attention works. I didn't actually know that he was aware that the mind can only focus on one thing at a time. So yeah, a common one, and some of the stuff that athletes and maybe you guys already do this, but breathing, just focusing on your breath when you're getting anxious and getting nervous. When you focus on your breathing, you're doing the same thing. You're bringing to attention your breath, maybe your chest or your diaphragm sort of rising and falling. And by bringing your attention to that, you no longer allow your mind to think about, how bad that last play was, or how embarrassing it might have made you feel, or that, oh my God, we need to win this game if we want to advance. Your mind can only focus on one thing at a time. So there's lots of little tricks like that. I'd be interested to know if you guys have any tools that you use already to kind of combat either performance anxiety or performance distraction, or if you think that you might try something like these 2 examples that I gave you here just now. All right, that's getting over the hump, you guys. How did it go? I had some other stuff queued up here. Okay. The volume levels. This is yeah, this thing looks complicated, and it is. Wondering if something I thought about was playing music while I'm talking. I don't know if people would enjoy that, or if it would be more distracting. Let's test that out. Although I don't really want to hear the music. Okay, I can play it softly for myself. What do you guys think? Would you want to hear music while I'm speaking? Jody, hey, great stuff. Thank you, appreciate that. I didn't have the chat box open, so I just saw that. Yeah, Wednesdays. So I don't know if you caught the intro, but Wednesdays is going to be, we're going to be calling it what day it is, or getting over the hump Wednesday, or whatever it might be. And again, the idea is to go over a couple tips, mental skills, tricks of the trade, if you want to call it that, and just kind of give athletes some tools that they might be able to take advantage of to help maximize their performance. What was, yes, Mike, good insight. Yeah. And Steven, you know, because with your playing background, and also because you still play to this day, you know, it'd be cool to bring you on and have you on the discussion where maybe you can give us a story and a tool and a tip for the athletes, and actually any coach that wants to come on and do that. I think would be cool. What do we think of the music in the background? I have no idea what, well, I mean, I can't hear, I have an idea, but I can't hear what the volume level is that you guys are hearing. Too easy. Already have some lined up. Cool. Good. Excellent. Yeah, I think, you know, using a story, a real kind of life example is always fun. You know, this team that I coached, gosh, 10 years ago, they were a fun group. And as soon as they got over the, you know, the stereotype threat, and I mean, they just took off. We were one win away from making the state championship match in California, and 2 wins away, obviously, from winning the whole thing. But you know, they had never done that before, and up until that point, I mean, since then, in fact, recently, Bishop O'Dowd has made it to the state finals, so they've made new history and broken the ceiling that we had kind of busted open, you know, earlier in the early 2010s. But yeah, at the time, you know, they had set a record for 37 wins in one season, which you know, obviously they had never done before. And I, you know, again, they'd never done it before, because to hit 37 wins in a high school season, that means in your weekend tournaments, you are you're winning the whole thing. You know, you're playing 6-7 matches and you're getting to that 5th, 6th, 7th match. Up until that point, they hadn't even played. I mean, we had 37 wins and like 11 losses, so we played a lot of volleyball that year. Jody says, I like the music in the background when you start and close, but not the entire time. That's good feedback. That is good feedback. Yeah, I didn't think the music the entire time would be something that people would want. So thank you for hopping on and for the feedback. I'm not sure if I had something else that I was going to show you guys, but that's okay. I mean, we can call it good. How about this screen? Check this out. BRB. Oh, there's an intermission screen, but I actually haven't looked at that, so I don't really want to click to it, not knowing what's on there. Sure. All right, cool. Well, I think that that'll do it for this stream test. Adam, I don't know if you're still here. I'm thinking at least next week that we'll do this live stream stuff through YouTube. I don't know that we want to do it on our MPGA Facebook page or MPGA YouTube page just yet, because, you know, playing things like this video here, like, I don't think we're in real copyright violation or anything, The way I've cropped it, you know, it's giving credit to at least the person who has uploaded this video. And because we're doing a commentary on it, I think it's fine. But because we're kind of entering into a new thing here, I don't want to risk like the NPGA YouTube or Facebook page getting, you know, banned or shut down or something for copyright. That would be horrible. All right. Oh, does this tell me how long we've been going here? No, it does not tell me how long we've been live. Usually it does, but I had to do a workaround. I was going to do this, Steven, you and I were talking, I was going to do this at 9:30, and then at 9:20 when I tried to set everything up, I could not get the software to talk to my YouTube channel, even though I had done it like 2 hours earlier. All right, sweet. So tomorrow, Steven, if you're still here, tomorrow you and I are going to test out the Zoom application for a Throwback Thursday, where we go back and watch an old match. So that's gonna be you and me tomorrow. 28 minutes. Oh, cool. Oh, I found, okay, here's a spot where it says 28 minutes. Sweet. Yeah, so Steven, Throwback Thursday. Tomorrow, you and I are going to be watching one of the old 16s matches from when they went to Open. I'm gonna have to find those matches. I don't know what hard drive I even put them on. What team was that? 16s. Can you believe those kids are in college already? I don't know if I have. I think I have one match on our NPJ YouTube channel of that team. Oh, we have both 16s teams from that year. What set is this? Gosh, look at this is when we first started our channel. Oh, okay, it does say what set we are in. View on YouTube. Steven, you remember this team? All right. So this obviously wasn't from JO's, but we will watch. I'm wondering if I have a copy of the Sunshine match. I don't know. I obviously didn't record all of our matches at that trip. Amazing athletes, yeah, they were. Adam, your first 16 Open team for NPJ Volleyball Club. And I can't remember, I did the research on it, Steven. I don't know if you remember, but I think it was like the first 16 Open team from Oregon in like 10 years. So, rock stars. Yeah, they were. Or are, yeah. Okay. Let's see here. So the next thing I would do is this. There's going to be some outro music. And you can still hear my voice. So. But the stream is ending. Thank you guys. Appreciate you guys hanging out and helping me out. I will catch you guys tomorrow.